of yet, and there are none on the map right now. So once again, TLO doing a great job of scouting. He is going to be aware of the Mutalisk tech coming after him right now, and immediately trying to get up that engineering bay and a factory so that he can get some Thors and turrets on the map and help him defend against the Mutalisk threat. Meanwhile, MaDFroG, feeling very confident after having won that battle handily, is putting up 2 more expansions, so he is just expanding across this map like a madman right now, and actually taking out the destructible debris that is at the high yield base here as well. Going to be able to take yet a that is going to make his 5th expansion. So we are going to see a lot of expansions from him right now, and Mutalisk just now starting to come out on the map. He does have 8 Mutalisks right now, and if we look at the production menu, we can see that he is still building more, a couple more just finishing there apparently. And right now we do see there are some turrets starting to go up right now and an armory for TLO, so he is going to try to get that Thor tech very quickly. And right now you can see there are 2 turrets already on the mineral line here for TLO, trying to hold that against any kind of air attack. Some turrets also going down at his natural expansion, and the Mutalisks are just now trying to move in, scouting around a little bit. Of course, those turrets at the expansion are going to prevent him from harassing the SCVs, but it looks like he is going to go ahead and try to poke some at this orbital command, get that ground army out of place possibly, although he's not moving in the front with his Zerglings or any Banelings at all. But he is going to spot this armory right now, and is he going to be able to get the SCV? Yes, he does pick the SCV off just before he's able to finish that armory, and trying to pick off the armory before an SCV can come to finish it, but no, an SCV gets there just in time, going to be able to finish that, and the armory is at about half health, so going to have to repair that immediately. And here comes the first Thor out on the map, and that is going to be the best answer that he has for these Mutalisks, although the Marines and the turrets can definitely deal with it somewhat effectively. Once you get to that critical mass, you really need the splash damage from those Thors in order to take on a large Mutalisk army. And as you can see, MaDFroG just continuing to produce, although right now he is going for some ground upgrades, so we may see him switching back into some ground tech, just now getting his 2 additional expansions up and running, putting some drones down at that one back at his natural back door, and then it looks like he has not yet put anything in the upper left, although here comes a few drones right now. So MaDFroG just macroing like crazy right now, trying to get all kinds of resources. And if we look at the income tab, we can see that he is very far ahead. He's almost doubled the amount of harvesters that TLO has, it looks like, and he actually has about a 700 mineral lead and a 300 gas lead on TLO right now, so very big lead for MaDFroG. Definitely going to be in the economic lead, and TLO is going to need to have some kind of devastating attack here to catch him back up into this game right now. And here comes a scouting barracks from TLO, going to try to get as much intel as he can, although I'm not sure if he's really going to get the info he needs, because as of right now, as you can see, looking at the mini-map, he's only aware of the expansions that are on this right side. Basically, the 2 naturals that are next to his main here, the one in the back door and then the one right out in front. He's not aware of this high yield base going up. He's not aware of this one on the left here, which has been up since the beginning of the game when MaDFroG initially did that double fast expo, and he's not aware of this new expansion that just went up a little bit ago. So TLO is only aware of half of the bases that MaDFroG has on the map right now. Now, one thing I will note is that there are 87 harvesters for MaDFroG right now, which, yeah, that is a huge economic advantage, and you can definitely see how that is going to come into play with being able to stream in as many resources, especially with the income level right now. But one thing to keep in mind is that that means that's that many fewer units that he can have on the map, because he has almost half of his total available population taken up with just harvesters. So that is definitely something to keep in mind. He is able to reproduce quickly, though, because he is a Zerg player. Those hatcheries, especially with the spawn larva, have the ability to just crank out a tremendous amount of units in a very short period of time. So he is able to respond very quickly, which is why a lot of people, you know, say that Zerg is a reactionary race. You have that ability to attack and to retreat and to counterattack, and then basically respond by building units very quickly to respond to whatever threat or counterattack that you need to deal at that particular given point in time. But anyways, it looks like these extra bases are now getting some pretty good saturation on here. We can see now that there are 84 harvesters, so apparently some more tech going down. If we look at the production menu right now, we can see that ground level 2 defense and attack are being upgraded right now. And here comes TLO moving out on the map right now. There are a decent number of Banelings here in the back, and it looks like MaDFroG may be trying to get some kind of a sneak attack on here. And here come some oh my goodness, there were some burrowed Banelings that apparently just went off right there, doing some damage to the Thors and taking out some of those Hellions, and moving into the back here, taking out a tremendous amount. Oh my goodness, all of that infantry just getting dominated by those Banelings. and there's only a few Terran mech units left, a couple Thors, a few siege tanks, and Hellions, and it looks like one Marine and one Marauder in the mix still, although that is not going to be nearly enough. These Mutalisks moving in right now going to be enough to take on these 2 Thors all by themselves, and that is probably going to be GG here very soon for TLO, because he just lost a huge portion of his army, and as you can see, there are a ton of Zerglings and more Mutalisks and some Infestors out on the map now as well, so just tons of units from MaDFroG right now, and I don't think that TLO, yeah, he is still unaware of how huge of a lead MaDFroG has economically, and these Thors, tanks, and Hellions just getting surrounded by all those Speedlings, and they're going to go down very quickly. And TLO once again trying to get a scouting barracks in here, but I don't think he is going to get anything useful out of this scout, because again, he really needs to know how many expansions MaDFroG has over him right now. And apparently MaDFroG going to hide some Zerglings right outside of TLO's base, trying to keep an eye on this expansion possibly, and then also trying to keep some units in position for a flank in case he does move out this front ramp once again. And this scouting barracks, it looks like, is going to be taken down. It has 4 Mutalisks chasing it, and I don't think he's going to be able to get anything over here in time to heal it. Obviously, it's floating over dead space, so yeah, that barracks is definitely going to go down here very soon. And one lone Marine just running in there trying to get as much scouting done as possible, but once again, he really needs to scout the other side of the map. And here comes the orbital command from TLO trying to get his next base up and running, although here are the Zerglings from MaDFroG. He is once again 100% aware of this expansion, and I'm sure he will be popping up here shortly to deal with it. But going back to his units, oh my goodness, we see some Ultralists out on the map here as well. 3 Ultras building right now, and if we look at the units tab, we can see that there are already, I believe that's 6. I can't tell if it's 6 or 8. Either way, that's a lot, and TLO just does not have the units he needs to deal with it, I don't think. There are some more Infestors and Mutalisks on the map once again, and a ton of Zerglings. We can see there are 57 Zerglings, and here comes TLO, MaDFroG right now, taking on this expansion and managing to pull down that mule. There are 2 more mules coming in the back, although the siege tank from TLO doing splash damage on its own mule and managing to take down one of the mules without meaning to. And here come the rest of the Zerg forces, a ton of Zerglings and Ultralists moving up into the base, although these Ultralists are getting choked up a bit because they're just so massive and trying to get around all of these Terran mech units and these add-ons. They're just getting absolutely bottlenecked, although I don't think that is going to matter at all, because here come all of the Infestors as well, dropping off some infested Terrans, and TLO is going to GG. So a fantastic game from MaDFroG, just showing how strong he is at macroing and getting those bases up and running, and TLO just not getting the scouts out when he needed to really spot how far ahead MaDFroG was economically. So MaDFroG very handily winning this game, managing to pull himself a little bit closer to possibly being able to win this show match. The series right now is 3-4, MaDFroG at 3, TLO at 4. If MaDFroG can pull off one more win, that will tie the series up, and we will go to the rubber match to basically determine the winner of this show match. So thanks for watching, guys. GG.